Step by step, I think this league will be the top 5 leagues in the world.
I think this league will be among the top 5 leagues in the world, said Cristiano Ronaldo in a recent interview, surprising most football fans. But if you look closely, plans are in place to make the Saudi Pro League the place to be by 2030. And seeing a player of Benzema's stature who won the Ballon d'Or just months ago joining the league, it's clear that the Saudi League is not just a retirement home. Not at all. You see, the Saudi League is offering some crazy money that is sure to attract the biggest names of the game. To put things in perspective, Karim Benzema's wage of around £172 million a year is more than twice of any other European footballer. Kylian Mbappe, for example, was quoted to earn around £80 million per year, which has since been proven to be an exaggerated report. Don't be surprised if other players start wanting to have such lucrative wages as well. After all, footballers do not have a very long shelf life. So let us take a look at 10 stars who could call Saudi Arabia their home in 2030 and help Saudi Arabia reach the heights that the MLS and the Chinese Super League never could. While some may consider this a wild dream, hear us out. Imagine this. Kylian Mbappe wins it all at Real Madrid. Having won another one of his countless trophies, it's time for a new challenge. And becoming the poster boy of a league previously endorsed by his idol Cristiano Ronaldo could end up being a move too good to resist. Add to that the humongous amount of money that Saudi clubs would be willing to spend on him, and you could have an older, mature Mbappe on his way to Saudi Arabia to dominate proceedings. Won't sound so crazy in 7 years' time. Jamie Carragher was angered at Bernardo Silva being approached at his absolute peak by the Saudi League. The Saudi Pro League needs a statement signing, and in the next 2 to 3 years, that may well be HAALAND. While getting City's best player off their hands seems nearly impossible, if HAALAND can be convinced to join the Saudi project, City are known to never resist a player who wants to leave. HAALAND would be your prototypical number 9, who in the next 2 to 3 years would have gained heaps of experience and would continue to humiliate defenders in the Middle East. With rumours suggesting the Champions League winner Bernardo Silva could already be on his way to Saudi Arabia at the peak of his powers, this one might not have to wait until 2030. In fact, if Bernardo Silva does move to Saudi Arabia now, he might well become a legend of the Pro League. The tenacious Portuguese midfielder has played at the top level for several years and might end up going to PSG or Barcelona soon. But the other possibility of a lucrative deal in Saudi Arabia for some crazy money could be tough to say no to for Bernardo Silva. Eder Militao is perhaps one of the most exciting centre-backs in the world. In fact, Carlo Ancelotti labelled him as the best centre-back in the world just earlier this year. And there are so many reasons to back his claim. The Brazilian is agile, athletic, and tactically astute. And every season he refines the mistakes out of his game. And as the Saudi teams look to fight devastating attacks, a defender in his peak would be needed. Militao would be 32 in 2030, which is the perfect age for centre-backs, and he would have already written several more chapters in his Real Madrid story. ALISSON is surely one of the best goalkeepers in the world, and while he is settled at Liverpool, a transfer to the Saudi League looks quite feasible at the turn of the decade. It is well known that goalkeepers age like fine wine, and as they gain experience, they become truly valuable to their sides. A 37-year-old keeper at the peak of his powers with his exceptional distribution and shot stopping would look really good in the Saudi League. After all, you need the best to face off against the likes of Mbappe and HAALAND if they do end up in the Middle East by then. With Manchester United set to offer Rashford a bumper contract worth £370k a week, he is set to become their highest earner, and in 7 years' time, he might have already relocated to Saudi Arabia in search of a similar financial package, and his ability to play on the wing as well as up front would prove to be a handful for most Saudi teams. Marcus Rashford has just come off the best season of his career and will look to continue to be the talisman of United as they get back to the Champions League. There are very few young defenders in the world with the quality of Bayern's Matthias de Ligt, and the Dutch defender is slowly finding his feet in Munich. But in a few years' time, with player after player joining the Saudi revolution, de Ligt could also be on his way to Saudi Arabia. A great ball-playing centre-back would be the ideal player at the heart of any defence, and in 7 years' time, he would have a mature head as well, so expect some exceptional performances from him along the way. Moving up the pitch now, there are also very few young midfielders with the pedigree of Sandro Tonali in the world of football. With a €70 million move to Saudi-owned Newcastle, it could be about time that Tonali gets a well-compensated Saudi experience. Italian midfielders are usually known for their grit, but Tonali is a technician of exceptional quality, and his presence could help any striker like Mbappe or HAALAND rack up some exceptional numbers to match. There isn't a more exciting left-back in world football than Alphonso Davies. While health issues and injuries might have slowed him down, he'll surely find his feet again in the coming seasons. And if the mass exodus of quality players does happen, he should be one that every big Saudi club would want as a wing-back. The explosive Canadian has always been an exceptional offensive option, but with time, his defensive acumen also continues to grow, and he could also grace the Saudi Pro League in a few years' time as it reaches its potential. Neymar Jr. has never shied away from the spotlight, so in 7 years' time, do not expect him to say goodbye to the game far away from the spotlight. We fancy him showing his tricks and flicks in Asia, aspiring thousands of young Saudi players. While he may have lost a yard or two in a few years, he'll continue to have his exceptional eye for a pass and ability to score some exceptional goals. To top it all off, the Saudi League surely needs the world's best managers to grace their soils. And for that, someone like Pep Guardiola remains the ideal candidate. Having already won 2 trebles and likely having a fling with an international side, Pep would be looking to change things up in a new continent. Who knows, we might even see Jose Mourinho joining his rival club to rekindle an old rivalry after so many years. Beyond that, don't be surprised if we see other managerial big names land in Saudi in 7 years' time. One basic requirement of any great league is top-notch refereeing, and Saudi Arabia have also planned to bring the best referees to the Middle East. Be it Mark Clattenburg working in Saudi Arabia back in 2018, or Michael Oliver officiating a game in April this year, it sure makes the intentions of the league very clear. Every single element of the league should be top class. To put it all into perspective, Michael Oliver earned around £3,000 officiating one game, which ends up being double of what he would earn during a Premier League game. Such investment is sure to pay dividends for the growth of local refereeing standards and help attract some of the best names in the refereeing world to the Middle East. While the failure of the Chinese Super League makes people cynical regarding the Saudi Pro League, the fact of the matter is that Mohammed bin Salman and the rest of the hierarchy in Saudi Arabia want nothing more in the world. Sport in general, and football in particular, is at the center of their vision for 2030. So, as the Newcastle brand continues to grow, it is not unreasonable to assume that the prediction of Cristiano Ronaldo will become true in just a matter of a few years. So here's what we'll advise our Saudi viewers. Be excited. Be very excited. And if you're someone that thinks money will ruin football, be scared. Be very scared.